Welcome back to Healing Oath. This is Brielle, and we are here to get the message from Spirit for Aquarius for the 19th of September 2020. And since I noted that it seemed to be the cards previous to this recently have been speaking to us this week about relationships or potentially relationships or some type of a situation or partnership we're in, I decided today we'd look at the Sacred Geometry of Relationships Oracle and get the message from Spirit. The first thing we'll do is look at our saint for today, the 19th of September, and we see that we have a Saint Arnulf, and this saint was French. His death was in 1070, and he was a Benedictine bishop and a patron saint of Gap in France. He was born in Vendôme and became Benedictine there in the Abbey of the Holy Trinity. And then he was appointed the bishop in Gap, and he restored the cathedral in that city, and that's why they thought he deserved his sainthood. So there we have it today, the 19th of September. We have Saint Arnulf. And again, please let me know, which saint do you know for the 19th of September that has a feast day on the 19th of September, or a saint day that is interesting. So let's get into the message from Spirit for Aquarius for today. And we're looking for some further guidance for Aquarius. We know the recent cards were speaking about assessing a situation, being kind to ourselves, loving ourselves without judgment, and also not allowing any resentment, any grudges held from the past, or any baggage to get in the way of making a true and honest choice, whether to stay in a situation or to move, to make sure we're not throwing away something that's good, but that we're not causing ourselves to stay in something that's not good. That's too many cards. I have two cards, but I'll take them both. No, I'll shuffle again. Because we want one card. Message from Spirit, a straightforward, simple message from Spirit for Aquarius for today, the 19th of September. One card, message from Spirit for Aquarius to September the 19th. We like a clear message. These cards are a little bit big, so they're a little bit unwieldy to shuffle. And as you know, I'm not a great shuffler. So here we go. I'll cut and we'll choose a card because they are well shuffled, just not pretty. Okay, here we go. Sensuality. That's the message for today. So sensuality, what does this tell us? This is interesting now. 36. Sensuality. The affirmation here is I'm sensual. Sensuality is an expression of pleasure involving our senses. There's an undeniable flavor of sexuality associated with sensuality, but at its origin, it refers to any experience of pleasure involving the senses. It can lead to sexuality or be part of it, but by itself, it is not the same as sex. In relationships, sensuality often incorporates an aspect of romance, where sexuality tends to focus on sex. As spiritual beings, in physical bodies, we get most of our feedback on reality through our powerful sensory organs, which provide the feedback. Our first attraction to another person is often based on what we see, hear, feel, taste, and smell. Sensuality, therefore, is an essential aspect of being human, and it deserves our attention and appreciation at the least. Sensuality is the sensation that emerges when our senses engage with our heart in a flowing dance that reaches the soul. If sensuality would have a sound, it might be delivered with the eyes half closed, a soft smile, and a gentle moving of the body. Food for thought. It says, when was the last time you indulged in your sensuality and filled your senses with pleasurable experiences or offered that to your partner? Do you get some form of body work done on a regular basis? How do you feel getting a massage from a stranger? Do you prefer male or female massage therapists, and why? Go through your closet and find those articles of clothing that allow you to feel and be more sensual. Are there visual cues in your house or world that spark your senses? What kind of art or movies awaken your senses? Ask your partner the same questions so that your intimacy and connection deepen. So here we have some advice about, I guess the readings previous for some of us at least are about a relationship, and it gives us some advice about how we should go about reviewing or looking at that relationship to help us make our decision. We need to introduce some sensuality into our practice and our discussion, not just about sex, but about the feeling of pleasure and potentially some intimacy. So here we have some good advice, and we can try that by starting out by thinking about what makes us feel sensual as far as movies, maybe articles of clothing, things that we have around us, whether in our homes or in the world, and then posing the question to our partner and sharing that information, and maybe also sharing a sensual time. So this to me is an encouragement to get back into the closeness, the intimacy in the relationship, to see or to check to see that really if there is an ability to bring back the relationship or the intimacy in the relationship and the closeness, or maybe there isn't. So please come back and visit tomorrow, and visit us on Instagram at healing_oaths, and have a wonderful day. I wish you health, love, happiness, peace, and prosperity.